Hello, this is another video in response to the initial video I did on Try's copy of the replica of the Harris Falcon 3, or the military designation is PRC 152. If you had a look at the first video, you've seen that in the last couple of months, or the last month I think it was, it's had quite a few hits for such a specialist item. I've had loads of questions which I've done my best to answer, and yeah, here I am showing some more info. Well, some of the things I got inboxed on, which weren't necessarily left on the main page, were just more pictures of the unit itself. So just to give you an idea, I'm using my mobile phone simply because it's far better than the crappy camcorder I've got. We've got the battery, it's there. This is the actual main unit. On the front, on this side, this area here is for installing the data cable. Also, you can get to fit on here a Kenwood adapter, which screws in, allowing you to use a Kenwood 2-pin for your accessories. This is the battery and the battery release. I mentioned before that it's a bit of a pain to get off when you've got one hand only in use. What I do have kicking around, if I can find it, is a spare battery. So that's what the spare battery looks like. Terminals and buckles and clips. That's the waterproof ring there as well. Nice and sturdy. I mean, I wouldn't worry anything about that. Just while we're here, let's pop it on the scales. Battery weighs about 240 grams. Unit itself, because I was interested to find out, this is including the battery, is about 800 grams. So you could argue that the unit probably weighs, well, work it out. I can't be bothered. So on the side here, you've got your PTT. That is a fantastic little button. That is open squelch. And let me show you what open squelch does. Here we go, we're switched on. There's the display. I'm on channel 2 on the PMR frequency thing. Now this button here switches your frequencies, that's the clear button. But if I go up here, that selects that channel as the master. Be prepared for some noise. That opens the squelch completely. So if somebody's transmitting on a low strength and you know they're transmitting because you're getting a choppy signal coming in, you just hold that and it just lets it in. You can adjust these buttons here. One of them's the adjust. You can go in and adjust the squelch. There you go, so you turn it up or down. Oh, where am I? Up or down or off completely, depending upon what you want to do. Now I've got some interference happening here. And then you can exit just by pushing the talk button. This button opens squelch. I'll turn that back off, just give you a little view of the screen. What I might do is just take you through the options so you can see what we've got. That's squelch. That's selecting the band. Can't remember what that is. That is basically blocking if the channel's busy, I think. That's transmission power, I think. I can't remember what that is. That's the stepping. Now I've got here my little Bowman to show you. Where is that? This is a Bowman clone. Not a very good Bowman clone, but handily I stuck on it frequencies and stuff. So there you go. That's how you know what channels and frequencies you need. You can adjust the CTCSS on this unit. Let's go back into the menu. So we've got squelch, UHF, steps. Now, if you look on the end here, it's 4460625. When you're on the actual screen, it doesn't make it show so clearly, but 446018, and then, as you can see, channel 2 is 01875. It pops the 75 on the end there. That's through stepping. That's with the steps. Back into the menus quickly. Go for it. Step. You can save. I can't remember what that does. Vox works with the throat mic, which I'll come to in a minute. That's the wideband or narrowband, I think. These are all complicated things. Oh, that's CTCS. That's where you add it and put it on. But I think you can have a different one for transmit and a different one for receive. You can set beeping up so every time you push a button it makes an annoying noise. Optional signal, I think you can only transmit when the signal is optimal. That's a choice. I Don't know what that is. I mean, I'm not a radio whiz, I haven't used all of these functions. Auto lock, it's handy. You can lock the keypad on this. Offset, I think that just gives you the ability to offset your frequencies by a certain thing. That allows you to save a channel, delete a channel. This is normal LED is yellow, so when you just faff in, it's yellow, as you can see. When you receive, it's green. When you transmit, it's orange, and as you change through it, it flashes. Not that the refresh on this camera is quick enough to show you. Pardon me, and then you can reset to the factory defaults. As you can see, if I push transmit, it goes orange. You can turn all this off, and you can turn the backlight off altogether if you want to be proper stealth. So that's your side buttons there. That's the label on the back. You can show it's high quality stuff. I don't know if you can see the Triumph branding around the ring there. But this is, I think it's milled aircraft aluminium or something. It's something particularly strong. It's got a nice seal. I don't know if you'll hear it pop. No, you don't. But that's nice rubber. Inside, sprung pins, military standard. Aerial comes off as well. Let's just turn it off. Aerial comes off so you can pop on your own choice. They've now released a blade, which I haven't got here to show you. It's got a waterproof gasket there. It's a pretty standard aerial affair. What you can get, and I have got, is one of these. This is the Aerial relocation gadgetry. Screws on. Ooh. I can do it one end. There you go. Screw that on the end of this wire. Screw the antenna. I might put that down for a sec. It's nothing to do with the quality, it's just to do with my fat fingers. But there you go. So this works just as well. I'll put the FM radio on, which you can do by, I believe, pushing that one.
On a map, leaving Birmingham on a train. Not something we recommend you
try. Aerial.
If you want to get in touch today, you can contact the programme via email.
That's actually pretty nice to be able to just pop the radio on. If you receive a signal at any point, it cuts it out. If you decide you want to transmit, it will transmit on the channel that you've got it pre-programmed. So I'll switch that off. I'll take off that. Just get it out of the way. Okay, you'll have to excuse my rubbish communication skills for this. Yeah, so that is your unit. Okay, now a few people have asked me about accessories, so let me show you some accessories. Obviously, we've covered the aerial extension. Can't remember how much that cost. $20 maybe. Damn worth it. I mean, for me, peace of mind to know that I can have my radio in a pouch, and not worry about the aerial breaking off and smashing the unit. I'm not saying it would. It's pretty strong, and I've had it in a box sitting like that, you know, proper on a kink, and no harm's done by it, but you know, I'd still be somewhat cautious, obviously. Let me show you this. Now, a guy messaged me, I think earlier on today, and asked me where I got it from. Now, because I don't know how to put trendy titles on my thing, I bought it from NATOBASE. I actually bought it from the eBay, which is HK-NATOBASE. Just because I like the peace of mind of buying with eBay and PayPal in case anything goes wrong. But their website takes PayPal. Now I can tell you nothing went wrong. In fact, I messaged the guy because after a day or two it said still not dispatched. So I messaged him and said, oh, you know, I need the radio. He said, okay, I'm sorry. What I'll do is it's been posted, which it had. He sent me the tracking number. He said, let me send you a free H250 headset. And there it is. Now for you guys that like your mil spec, you'll love this. I think this is actually a genuine unit. It certainly looks battered. Apparently, try take them on board, replace the internals, and then they work. I can't really show you any markings because, as I said, it's just a really rubbish day. But you can see just about that is genuine kit. And it works. Again, I'll do a quick show. I'm going to pop that up so you can see where I'm faffing. No, I can't. Pop it off. Line it up. It's got these little divoty bits, so you have to line them up. There we go. push it down and twist it. That's a watertight lock there. Turn it on. You can hear the noises coming out of there. Put the radio on.
Natalie Down and her husband Chris from Basildon in Essex declared boundaries.
There you go. That is proper mil-spec. Got a clip, whack it on your mole. What I do is I use my assault pack and just stick this on a shoulder strap. Carry the radio around either in the main pack or on my belt still. Oh, just received a bit of interference from something, which as you can see, switch the radio straight off. Transmission's gone, radio's back on. Turn it off again for a minute. Pop that unit off. Now, yeah, this is Tri's H250 handset. It's really good. The button, waterproof. It's all waterproof. It's all good stuff. Button's easy enough to press. And it says on it, handset H250U, Maranatha Industries. Don't know anything about that. It says US. Another accessory. Again, from there. The guy, if you need to get in touch with him about anything, is actually very helpful. He's a very nice chap. Okay, the Bowman headset. Now I personally know you can get all kinds of different gears, and I'm really looking forward to Tri's contacts, because I've never actually owned a set, but I've seen them and I think they're pretty sweet, but they're all pretty... I've tried the real one and it was great, and I just can't imagine the airsoft replicas are going to be half as good. Well, let's compare this, because luckily I've got two. That is an Element. That's the Element one, olive green. This one's tan. Tan because I bought my radio tan. The first thing I can show you is, and I've got a couple of real ones, but they're boxed up unfortunately, so I can't show you. Very similar mics, very similar shape, but having got four in a box somewhere, the microphone on the Tri, you can see that's the Tri one, is just like the real thing. Both sides. This is for cancelling out wind and noise, so it's a double-sided mic. You didn't see that, but I'm flipping it over. And it works as well, I can tell you, because I've tried it out in the wind. This, on the other hand, not so much. They're pretty much identical. I mean, they're identical in size, and obviously they're nigh on identical in function. The only real difference is, if I put one on top of the other, although they are the same size, one thing that Tri have done, which I don't know why nobody else has, is they've made the profile thicker. Now that's your Element, and that's your Tri. And although there's not a huge amount in it, you can see that. Still soft foam. Foam feels a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. That does feel a bit, I don't know, almost leathery. That's just really soft rubber. That depth sort of stops it squashing your ear, really increases the airflow. What I like about the Bowman headset is that it doesn't affect your ambient hearing because it's got the airflow, but it also doesn't stop your ear, it doesn't make your ear get all clammy and minging. So this is what the Tri unit offers. This one comes in, I believe it's AOR 1, 2, I don't know. Got a little Tri label there. This is just the plain Element. Straps wise, not a lot in it. Quality, I'd say that it's significantly better on the Tri, particularly on the webbing. It's just a bit cheap. The elastic, I don't know. Even the elastic feels a bit better, but it's elastic. Who really cares? All in all, though, they're pretty much identical, but you can't really see that. You can see the quality of the speaker in that one. This one, you can't really see anything. It is a really nice bit of kit. So that's then to a side. Just chucking everything over the back there. Showing you the battery, spare battery, bit of bump. I think it's labelled as the real thing because it says it's Harris. Well, we know it's not. Well, it's this lovely bit of kit. This is the PTT. It's a T short wire PTT, waterproof with a waterproof seal in there. Nice grommet, gasket thing rather. It says here on the wire, if I can show you. Yeah? And this is it. Now I think, again, it's real steel. It's the actual unit. I don't think it's a copy. Really nice soft press, but really firm spring. You know you're pushing it, but it's not uncomfortable. It's got a belt clip or a equipment clip, which you can just take off. Really, really cleverly designed. Obviously, it's mil-spec. You can screw straight through the hole in the top, so you can just get your screwdriver in those holes. You're not trying to get behind it. Take it off, gaffer tape it on. Works a treat. Connects on with the standard military type phono jack. The element Bowman doesn't work on this. That's the only minor downside, you might argue, is the stuff made for Tri works on Tri. You can now get an adapter that's one of these, which is the one that goes on the radio, with one of these on the other end, which basically then has some wiring modifications inside it, like a crossover cable, that allows you to use your military standard stuff. I think it's only about 20 quid or 30 US, 40 US. So for $40 if you've got the money to buy a PTT that costs more than Tri's lovely radio, then you can probably do that. But you can do that. This is the pouch I got. It's actually a really nice pouch. Now, I don't know if you've looked on eBay or any of your sellers to try and find a proper, PRC 152 radio pouch. They're expensive. They're about $30 if not more. This one fits it perfectly. It's Mole. It's manufactured by a company called Phantom. Not heard of them, but it's sturdy. It's also a good colour match. It's labelled in here as well. I don't know if it's a legit item or a copy. Now I've slightly modified mine here to give a better purchase. What I'll do is I'll show you. Now I haven't, whoa, exposure. I haven't actually, let me clean the lens quick. Yeah, I haven't actually mould it on or anything like that. Turn the radio on. You can see perfectly clearly what you're doing. I don't know why the focus is going well wonky. Try that. There we go. There we go. So you can see the screen perfectly clearly. Get your buttons and your accessories. It's lovely. It's a great little bit of kit. Now the last thing I'd like to show is this, because, well, it's the one from last thing. It was 20 quid or $20 US or something ridiculous like that, and I thought, well, it's got to be worth a punt. A throat mic for 20 US or whatever it was, 30, really cheap. It's got to be worth a try. I've had no end of trouble with throat mics, and as a general rule, I've always been told if they're cheap, they won't work. Well, this does work, and it's cheap. It's good quality, you know, I mean, the plastics feel good, the wire's tough, it's got a really good quality jack on the end, it's got a simple clip, which works, nothing going to go wrong there. It also looks like it might be waterproofed, looking at it. I have used it, not extensively, but just to test it out, and it does work, including using the Vox on the radio itself. So you can go hands-free with this, and it does work. The only downside, if there is a downside, is the earpiece. That's the earpiece. It's a bit placky, but for your money's worth, I mean, if you wanted to change this, I'm sure you could if you know what you're doing. Just cut it off and whack something else on. What you can do is you can take it off the hanger if you wanted. Whoop, it's easily done with two hands. There you go. And just plug that straight in your ear. This rubber piece comes off, so you can pop another one on. It's better shape for your ear, or you can get one made up. It also comes with, if I can find it, a whole spare set of ear rubber and placky bit. So for your money, I think that's really reasonable. And it does work, like I say. You can use that with the PTT, or you can use it on Vox, and it does work. The last thing I'd like to show, because I've had a few questions about third-party headsets. Now this, excuse the dog hair, this came free, along with that pouch that I mentioned. That was a freebie when you buy from them. They also give you one of these for free, which is a contact boom mic. It plugs in to the side of your contacts, so you can just use them as ear defenders without. But using this speaker, or microphone rather, it takes away any of the problems that you have in using Tri radios with other branded headsets. But I think it only works on the contact range, because this is what plugs into your contact radio. So you just take off the one it comes with, chuck that one on, there you go, away you go, no problems. A couple of other points are, I've tested it a bit more heavily now. I took it up to a very sandy place, as well as the beach. I took it to some sand cliffs and sand pits, and got it absolutely covered in sand. It's clean as a whistle, no problems at all. I also took, just because I took my kids, funnily enough, to the beach and took it to play, they buried it. It still works. They also buried a Motorola talkabout, which doesn't work. The push to talk button on the side doesn't work anymore, and it just makes clicking, got gravel in its functions, noises when you twist the knobs. So that's pretty broken. That I washed because it's waterproof, so I just washed it. And yeah, I really can't complain. It's a fantastic bit of kit. As I said, when I bought it, there wasn't a lot of information, so hopefully this will help people. The big thing I would say is that it is 100% functional on UK PMR frequencies. That's what you're going to be looking at. If you're taking it airsoft in, everybody else is going to be using Motorola talkabouts or Kenwoods or Icoms or whatever they use, but they're mostly going to be using that kind of bandwidth, the PMR 446. So you don't want to be the only guy with one of these radios and not be able to talk to anybody. It will talk to those people. But in addition to that, it transmits on a few other frequencies and receives on even more, meaning that you might be able to get in touch with all kinds of different people on your skirmish site. But particularly cool, if you and your buddy have one of these, because they transmit on non-standard frequencies, or rather non-standard for skirmishing, you will go totally secret. Nobody's going to be able to hear you. And depending upon what headset you're using, if it's the earpiece, it emits no sound. The H250, you can turn the volume up or down as much as you like. The volume does go pretty loud. I mean, I'll just give you a quick demo. Put that radio back on.
Every case as she takes the call, the case has been assigned to an adjudicator.
Oh, interference. Don't know where that's coming from.
The caller who rings in can be...
Oh.
Adjudicators will make a recommendation, which companies often abide by.
So, there you go.
That's what happened in the case of Francis Stevens.
Very, very loud. I hope that helps you. If you need any more information, don't hesitate to leave a message on the Facebook thing. If you want to buy one, I'm not getting paid to do this, but I can honestly recommend these people. I'm proper uncertain. I'm a proper paranoid buyer. I took a punt at it because I had a few quid spare as a little treat for myself. So I did. And like I say, I got it through the post pretty quickly. I got a freebie, which I think is valued at like 70 quid. In addition to that, I got... What else did I get? I didn't get stung with any customs like I was expecting. I think my total order price, including the throat mic, push to talk, the headset, I think it was about 300 quid, maybe even a little bit more, including postage. So I expected to get whacked by customs. Nothing happened at all. You can't believe how happy I am about that, obviously, because the guy was creative with the customs declaration, declared what it was, but not quite what it was worth. If you're not happy with that, then you might want to let them know. But yeah, I'm really happy indeed. Hence why I'm making videos showing off my Gucci kit. Alright, thank you. Oh, and finally, it does come with a charger. One of these. Chinese charger with adapter. Goes straight into the battery. So you can have one battery in it and charge in another. I haven't tried it, but you can probably have it mains powered while you're running it. But yeah, there you go. Cheers.